The Golden State continues to have a historical low unemployment rate, and in the Central Valley, those numbers mirror what is happening throughout the state. Joining us to talk about ways you can improve your skills and land that dream job is Glenna Gates, the owner of Spherion Staffing in Fresno, Visalia, and Bakersfield. Welcome, Glenna. How are you?
Awesome. Nice to be here.
Glenna, first of all, let's tell our viewers a little bit about what you guys offer.
We offer employment services to literally hundreds of employers in the Central Valley, from Fresno to Visalia, Bakersfield, and all communities in between. And these customers engage us to help place talented employees in opportunities in their businesses. We average more than 500 people working every single week. Oh, wow. And those things cover anything from industrial jobs to more professional jobs.
And of course, Glenna, why do you think it's important for people to seek that professional help when it comes to looking for a job?
Well, there's a lot of people, despite the fact that unemployment is low, people are changing jobs at record rates these days. We all know wage is king, and we all know that people are very opportunistic these days, and they believe that they should be in charge, especially at the first of the year. We all recharge and renew ourselves at the first of the year. So this is the time when we might logically expect to seek new opportunities. Professionals like the folks on my team are able to help because they get people in shape, if you will, to be on the job market and help introduce them to opportunities. Imagine being an employer and having hundreds or even thousands of people knocking at your door, calling you on the phone, or sending you something online, and what would you do with all those applicants? You couldn't possibly reach them all. So customers and employees alike engage us to help work through that process.
Wow. And how is the market changing here locally, you would say?
Well, there are a lot of opportunities and a lot of growth here in the Central Valley. We hear about new businesses coming here all the time. Yay! I love that stuff.
Exactly.
That's just awesome, and just tremendous opportunity for people and growth. The Central Valley continues to be relatively affordable as a place to live, and it's wonderful, except for today when it's raining. It's nice every day. It's comfortable. It's not too trafficky. You can still afford to buy a home, so a lot of people want to live in a place like this where opportunities abound.
And of course, what should people remember when they're looking for that perfect job?
Well, I think the most important thing in any job search or any life search is an item I like to call perspective, and that is, you may be looking to change your life by getting a new job, but the person who's going to hire you is looking for you to change their life. So you need to think about where they're coming from and understand about their business and how you might help their business out, what they're looking for. And hopefully that will match what you're looking for as well. But they're not going to say yes to you unless they're convinced that you've got what it takes to make their life easier.
Exactly. And Glenna, what would you say is an issue that you see when people are looking for a job?
Well, I think that the people who are most successful are the ones who do good research on the jobs that they want to have, that they do a good job of matching up the experiences that they personally have with the opportunity that they're seeking so that it's relevant to the employer in making a selection, and the ones who polish their resume and polish their person a little bit and want to be presentable and want to be desirable to that employer.
You know, and that's interesting because people should remember that they should make a little bit of research before going into an interview. I feel like some people tend to forget.
I mean, you wouldn't do anything without going on Google now, right?
Exactly.
You know, how many stars do they have before I buy their product? So you would do the same thing about a business that you're targeting for a job interview and do some research.
That is so important to remember. And of course, for the people that are watching and they're just like, I want Glenna's help, how could they reach you?
We would like that. You can reach the www.spherion.com. You can apply at spherion.com/jobs, or you can call us at any of our phone numbers, and the one here in Fresno is 251-4040.
And of course, you know, like you said, you know, the market here is changing here in the Valley. What is something that people should watch for when they want to apply for something new here?
Well, I would certainly monitor the job boards and see what's hopping out there. I would look at what's posted in the windows of retail businesses, and I would talk to my friends. I'd watch social media. I would look at the people who are changing jobs, because often that will point out a place where opportunities might exist. You wouldn't believe the number of professional opportunities that are available right now in markets like Bakersfield, Tulare, and even in Fresno. I mean, I've got data experts at $24 an hour for, all they're looking for is advanced Excel skills and some commitment. $24 an hour is pretty good money. I've got production and quality control supervisors at $70,000 a year plus,
wow,
also in the Bakersfield area. In Tulare, we have ag tech supervisors for field work at $25 an hour. payroll, accounts receivable jobs, and things like that. I mean, a lot of stuff in finance and a lot of stuff in leadership. I've got bookkeeper jobs open at $25 an hour, just really, really exciting stuff. So beyond the industrial jobs that you might expect, the warehouse work and all that, which we still have plenty of that, there are interesting professional opportunities for people to seek.
Wow, Glenn, and people need to remember that these jobs are really well paid because what minimum
That's
wage went
huge.
up this year.
Minimum wage is up to $13 an hour, and I will tell you that many entry-level jobs are now paying $14, $15, even $16 an hour. I have some quality control people, openings in a fruit sort of inspection area, and they're offering $16 an hour for that, and that is in, I believe, in Dinuba. So small market, affordable cost of living, really, really great wage.
Of course, and like you say, they're everywhere. Jobs are available in Tulare, Dinuba, everywhere, right? People need to remember that jobs are out there, that, you guys are there to help them find them.
That's exactly right.
And of course, Glenna, let's remind our viewers, how could they reach you once again?
You can reach us at 251-4040, and that's our telephone number here in Fresno, or you can apply online at Spherion.com with a / and the word jobs.
Glenna, thank you so much.